up your engine! Thanks to all you fans, Scotty Kilmer channel is now the #1 watch car channel in the United States. And for all your naysayers, here's my channel, and here's how many views there is. And thank you for the last one, whoever you may be. And I'm also #1 worldwide for an individual car channel creator. There's just me. It's not a corporation, just me. The third most watched car channel on YouTube in the world, behind Top Gear. But after all, there's only little old Scotty here doing it all by himself. Those are corporations. And anyway, Top Gear keeps changing the people around. You get Scotty, you're always getting Scotty. The old Top Gear dudes, hey, I love them. I like that they moved to Amazon. The new one, but this is just me, not a corporation, one single guy. Now, why are people watching me? Well, a lot of it has to do with exactly that. I'm me, one guy, telling you the truth about cars. You notice you don't see me promoting stuff. I don't do that. I tell honestly about cars. What car should you buy? How to fix them correctly. How not to get ripped off. I've been fixing cars for 52 years, but I keep up. I can tell you the history of cars, but what are you more interested in? What's happening today? I keep up with all that stuff. If there's recalls, I put it out. I put up 2 videos every day. I keep up with everything that's happening so you can find the truth about how cars are now and how they might be in the future. I'm totally independent. Like my grandfather was a mechanic. My father was always yelling at him, "Hey, Dad, you're not charging the customers as much." He'd yell at me too, because I work with my grandfather. He'd say, "You're not charging the customers enough." Well, both of them are long gone now, and I'm helping the world out. I'm not charging anything. You just pay me indirectly. You watch the commercials before my videos. I get like 3/4 of a penny every time you watch a video. And I'm not greedy. That's fine with me. I have over 1 billion views too. But that's how I got 1 billion views. Honest car information. You want the truth? I'll tell it every Thursday. I do my live car talk, 1 o'clock Central Standard Time in the afternoon. If you get confused, it's the same time zone as Chicago. Remember, Chicago time zone, Thursday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Anybody on the planet with a cell phone can ask me a question live. Well, I guess technically you can't in China where they block YouTube, but most of the people on the planet can ask me questions live. And sure, I can't answer them all. That'd be an impossibility. I wouldn't be able to eat, sleep, but because of that, I also do the same thing Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, U.S., Chicago time. And of course, there's naysayers out there that say, "Oh, you're not answering the questions." Every once in a while, somebody says, "Scotty's not reading these." This is what the internet was built for. People sharing real information that they desperately need. Do you want to buy the wrong car? Do you want to get ripped off buying a car? Or do you want to get ripped off maintenance? Cars need maintaining, yes, but take it to most mechanics, they're going to try to sell you the farm because they want to make money. And they make up stuff that really doesn't need to be done. For example, I'm making a video with this 11-year-old Lexus later today. It's a customer's car. It's got 100,000 miles, runs like a top, and it has minimal maintenance. You don't need to spend a fortune. Yes, there are things you need to know how to do. That's what I make these videos for, to show you. And I'm going to make one of these next to show you how to keep a good SUV in tip-top shape, 100,000 miles, 11 years, no problems at all, really, without breaking the bank. You go to a dealer with a luxury car, they're going to sell you the kitchen sink. Regular mechanic these days, prices are getting higher and higher. I get people coming here even from a chain place, these chain repair shops. I've had people come in here in a chain repair shop would say, "Oh, you need $1,500 worth of work." And I check out the car and I said, "Well, you really don't need anything, but you know, you want to fix this now, you could wait. If you don't, maybe you could spend $300. You want to know this kind of information. You don't want to be sold the farm every time you go to get your car fixed. So I'm here to help everybody in the world with their car problems, doing it honestly. That's how I got all these views. And am I changing? I haven't changed at all. People who've watched my videos, if they ever meet me, say, "Scotty, you're just like in your videos." I say, that's because that's how I am. I'm not changing. People say, "Oh, Scotty, look, you got famous and all this stuff, but you're exactly the same." Why should I change? I'm having fun helping people out. How many people can have fun giving people honest advice, make honest money, maybe only 3/4 of a penny at a time, but there is an advantage to volume. And someone says, "Scotty, why are you still doing this?" And I'm like, okay, I got an ulterior motive. Because my grandfather, who was a great mechanic, he would probably still be alive today fixing cars. But my father decided he's shutting the garage down. So my father retired. And my grandfather, he was dead within a year of my father shutting that garage down. So you might say I'm worried about that. Hey, if I stop doing this, I might drop dead. I'm having too much fun helping people out. The reason I started this in the first place was the same reason I learned how to fix cars. I don't like getting ripped off. You learn how to fix cars, people can't rip you off fixing cars because you're doing it yourself. And if you're ripping yourself off, you're crazy. I was born in Niagara Falls. You don't really have any need for air conditioning. But I moved to Texas. Guess what? Old Scotty figured out how to fix air conditioners. I'm not going to pay some guy a fortune to fix air conditioning. It's not really all that much difference in how the cars work versus houses. So I learned that. And I'm not some guy that specializes in just one model. Hey, I can tell you about an old 94 Celica. I can tell you about brand new Volkswagens. That is my biggest advantage of having all these views, and that all these companies want me to talk about their products. So I get them all. And I try them all out honestly. Every single day I get scores of emails from companies saying, Scotty, what do you charge to make a video for us? You know, what are your rates? And I say, I don't have any rates. I respond to them, if you want to send me one of your products, feel free. I'll try it out honestly, and if it's good, I'll talk about it. But you can't pay me to praise your products. I don't work that way. Sure, there's great products out there. There's a lot of terrible ones too. How do you know the difference? Even myself, I've been doing it for 52 years, working on cars. Things change. Companies that years ago were great are now piles of rubbish. I keep up with that stuff. And heck, these days, you can't trust a lot of online reviews. People are getting paid to say stuff. Read reviews, and you'll see a lot of them. They have almost the same wording. And unfortunately for some of these companies, it will be in incorrect English. Great product, never found anything better. Don't believe that crap. There's always upsides and downsides of anything. You could bring me a brand new car. I can guarantee you I can find problems with it. I can find where there's a paint blemish. I can find something wrong. Doesn't often mean all that much, but you want the truth, and that's what I give people. Just like in many of my used car reviews, when people are buying used cars and I analyze them. It's a used car. Let's say you're looking at a $55,000 SUV, but you're paying $6,500 for it years later. Hey, it could still be a great vehicle. But don't expect all the bells and whistles to still work perfectly. Every car on the road practically is a used car. As soon as you buy it and drive it, it's now a used car. Odds are some little thing will go wrong here or there. I can tell you, that means something? No, it doesn't. I have customers driving around for years with minor problems. Some stupid warning light is on, and I tell them, well, I had a customer drive one 6 years of that, had no problems. And I'll also tell you, if this comes on, that's a serious problem, and you should get it looked at as soon as possible. I can show all my myriad collection of tools that are all over the place, explain what they do, but I'm more interested in showing the do-it-yourselfer who wants to fix his cars how he can do it correctly without spending a small fortune in tools that he might use once or twice. But I often get naysayers saying, Scotty, you're a mechanic, are you nuts? Why are you showing people how they can fix their own cars? Because I'm a nice guy and I like helping people out. And really, everybody needs help these days. One, take parts and tools. There's so much competition. There are some great tools and great parts out there. But conversely, there's an awful lot of crap. I have gotten stuff from China that was excellent. My jacks, they work perfectly fine. I've had some for decades, they still work. But I've also gotten stuff from China that didn't work right out of the box. So, I explain that to people. Everybody's trying to save money. Which ones to buy? Which ones to stay away from? I mean, something like that was $46,000. If you can get one for $6,000 that's got 100,000 miles, it's a Lexus. If it's been taken care of and not wrecked and not flooded, and I show you how to find that, it can be a fantastic deal. But let's say it was a Chrysler SUV with 100,000 miles on it. I would say run as fast as you can away from it before you buy the old endless money pit that you just keep shoveling your money into. And since it's endless, it never fills up. You just keep shoveling your money into it. You're not going to get nonsense from me like some of this JD Power stuff where they rated some of the Chryslers. That's the top vehicles one year. That's just insanity. You know, you ask any car guy who knows the truth. The reason I do what I do, I work on all kinds of cars. I like trying them all out. I even deliberately rent crappy little cars. One, because I'm cheap and I don't want to spend much on a rental car, but mainly so I can actually drive them on a highway, take them on a trip, and then tell viewers, okay, if you're looking at this cheap little Chevy, here's what I've discovered about it. And yeah, there's plenty of guys doing that kind of stuff. But one, they don't have the experience I have. And two, a lot of them aren't honest. I've met some of these guys, and I'll say, well, where are you going next week? And I say, well, next week, Range Rover's flying me to Iceland, and we're going to road test their new vehicle. Years ago, I went on some of these corporate jaunts, and I'll tell you, I was totally out of sorts. I didn't like it. I didn't feel comfortable. And the PR people are always saying, Scotty, you're not talking about blah, 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 blah. No, I talk about what I want to talk about, and I'm not going to say your product is great when it isn't. I did this thing with a big oil company once, and I went, and they claimed that their racing gas was 99% the same as the gas you buy at the pumps. So I waited till everybody was gone, and I turned my camera off, and I talked to one of the chief engineers. And I said, okay, you say this is 99% the same as the gas at the pumps. I said, does it contain any ethanol? And he said, no. And I said, but the stuff at the pumps contains 10% ethanol. So how on earth can you say it's 99% the same? Because that's just one thing. I'm sure a lot of the other ingredients are different. This race gas for the race cars was made in Germany and sealed in big drums. So it's real fancy gasoline, right? I said 99% the same. So I'm saying, you're talking about ingredients, not the percentage of ingredients, right? And he smiled and said, yeah, you're right. So I said, if I had a can of Coke and I put a drop of your gasoline in it, you could say that's 99% the same as the stuff used in a race car. And since the cameras weren't rolling, he said, well, yeah, it would be 99% our gas and 1% Coca-Cola. So, you know, you can't believe this advertising hoopla that people put out. Because they brag, oh, it has more cleaners, it has more additives. But when you ask them, what's the percentage of your cleaners? What exact additives? They say, well, that's trademark. We can't tell you. So, who knows? You know, who knows what's in it? At least when you buy a box of cereal, you can see all these ingredients. Now, it might scare you away from ever eating cereals again when you see all the chemicals that are in there. But they do put what's in it. But with gasoline, oil, basically, you got no idea what's actually inside, and they're not going to tell you. But whenever I find the truth, a recall, a bad designed car, ones that the transmissions keep going out on, guess what? I'm going to warn you. I fix them. I see what breaks. I interact with my customers that when they got a problem, they can tell me stuff. And I keep it all up inside my head. It still works, even though I'm 66 years old. Soon to be 67. And I'm not one of these guys who jumps on a bandwagon. Like, oh, electric cars, that's the future. We're all going to get electric cars, la, la, la. No, I tell the truth. I talk about the infrastructure. And sure, you do have to be leery. People are trying to get money into everything. Every day, people try to pay me money to say stuff about their products. I don't take it. I'm not that type of person. I don't care. I want to tell the truth. My grandfather was the same way. He didn't care. He liked talking to people and fixing their cars. He didn't really care about the business then. That drove my father nuts. And in my own car repair business, I've lost customers because of that. I tell people, this Jaguar you got is a rolling pile of garbage. And oh, my beautiful Jaguar. And I'd never see him again. Well, I don't care. It didn't make anything. I was telling the truth. If somebody doesn't like it because I'm telling the truth, well, too bad. So, thanks again to all you viewers for making me the #1 car channel on YouTube in the United States and the #1 individual car creator in the world. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.